It's a great day to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's jump right in. So these next couple of weeks for Coach Tomlin, this could spell the end of his career in Pittsburgh if the Steelers don't play well. Let's talk about the schedule that's coming up for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have the Green Bay Packers, the Indianapolis Colts, the San Diego Chargers, the Cincinnati Bengals, which everybody will say is definitely a lock to win. How can you say that when we've already lost to them? Then you have the Chicago Bears, and then the Buffalo Bills. The next stretch of the schedule for the Pittsburgh Steelers is an incredible task. And I believe that this week versus the Green Bay Packers, when the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the 4-1-1 Green Bay Packers, this is going to let you know exactly how good the Pittsburgh Steelers are. Now, with that being said, I know our defense hasn't played well last week. I don't anticipate that happening again. And I'm not saying that the Steelers can't win these games. I expect to win every single game with Aaron Rodgers as our quarterback. But this next stretch of the schedule, the Bears are the only team where I say to myself, okay, that's a definite lock. We have that one. Every other team coming up on the schedule for the next 6 to 7 weeks, it's a flip of a coin. You have no clue what's going to happen. This game versus the Green Bay Packers for the Pittsburgh Steelers is very, very telling. So leave it to Aaron Rodgers. He's doing everything to try to help the Pittsburgh Steelers win the game versus the Green Bay Packers. Excuse me. Aaron Rodgers went the extra mile to prepare Steelers defense for the Packers game. You know, this goes against every single narrative and negative stereotype that was being said about Aaron Rodgers. It just shows you what a great teammate, what a great player that he is. And a lot of people owe Aaron Rodgers an apology. Let's jump into this article. TJ Watt confirmed Rodgers received scout team reps this week, as shared by CBS 58's reporter Lance Allen. Aaron Rodgers was taking some scout team reps this week. Anything he can do to help us win, Allen, a Milwaukee reporter, shared from Watt in a Friday tweet. Watt also went on to say, we have so much football that needs to be corrected from the last couple of weeks, especially from the defensive side, that I'm just excited to get back on the football field and correct what we've done wrong the last couple of weeks, Watt said. I mean, this just shows you what Aaron Rodgers, what a great teammate, what a great addition to the Pittsburgh Steelers that Aaron Rodgers has been. I'm going to jump into our next article. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, here we go. This article I really wanted to talk about. Sean McVay, the Rams coach, he's really glazing Coach Tomlin. He's the smartest man he's ever met. He's the smartest man in every room that he ever goes into. Really? The defense right now, we all know that Coach Tomlin leads the defense. The defensive coordinators right now, they did a ranking yesterday. The Pittsburgh Steelers defensive coordinator, they'll put the blame on Coach Austin, but this goes directly on Coach Tomlin. The Pittsburgh Steelers defensive coordinator is ranked 30th in the NFL. So Sean McVay, I know you want to glaze Coach Tomlin, but let's be serious here. Something's wrong with you if you don't like Mike Tomlin. Sean McVay shares insight on Steelers head coach. Something's wrong with you if you criticize Tomlin. How dare you? You know, Sean McVay, he sounds pretty woke to me, if you ask me. So if you don't like the job that Coach Tomlin has done, well, we haven't won a playoff game in 9 or 10 years, and if you don't like Coach Tomlin, you're the problem. It's really? Okay, McVay, that's interesting. That's an interesting take. You could see how damn smart he is, McVay said of Tomlin, evidently referring to his aphoristic nuggets of wisdom. You talk about emotional intelligence and a guy that just has command for the room. What the hell has that got to do with being a good coach? His command for the room doesn't mean you can coach football. He says things where you're like, how the hell did he think of that? One example he provided remarked that excuses are the tools of the incompetent. Please insert your own witticism here if you feel so inclined. Wow. We've really just been enlightened by Coach McVay. I mean, Coach Tomlin could do no wrong. He walks on water. You're not allowed to criticize him. If you criticize Coach Tomlin and Coach Tomlin's coaching ability, there's something wrong with you. Didn't you know that? And the things that come out of Coach Tomlin's Tomlinisms are just so brilliant. It's like listening to Shakespeare, according to McVay here. Interesting. Very interesting. McVay, I wish your barber was a little bit smarter, because I don't know what that little thing is going on in the middle of your head. You look like a little birdie that popped your head out of an egg. Sean McVay also went on to say, his timing and his wit is just unparalleled. And his ability to tell stories. I'm not going to say who, but I remember asking him about some challenging players that he's coached. And he said, oh no, those guys were emotional. And then he gave me names of 2 other guys, and he said, those 2 guys, diabolical, McVay shared. He's so funny in his timing. If you don't like Mike Tomlin, then there's something wrong with you. Wow, okay. So, McVay, we're not allowed to be pissed off that we haven't won a playoff game going on 10 years. We're not allowed to be angry at that. We're not allowed to be mad about Coach Tomlin's in-game coaching decisions or his clock management or his failure to make adjustments. Like last week when the Pittsburgh Steelers played the Cincinnati Bengals, Coach Tomlin decided to leave Jamar Chase in one-on-one coverage the entire game, and then he proceeded to have 17 catches for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, ate the Pittsburgh Steelers alive. But you can't complain about that, because if you don't like that, there's something wrong with you, buddy. Yeah, that makes sense. Right, that makes sense, huh? Yeah. It's Mike Tomlin's world. We're all just living in it. Come on. Let's check out the media. Let's see how the media is picking the game versus the Packers and the Steelers. Sporting News, Steelers. Steelers Depot, Steelers. LA Times, Steelers. Daniel Jeremiah, Steelers. Maurice Jones-Drew, Steelers. Alex Cazzaro, Steelers. Mike Florio, Steelers. Chris Sims, Steelers. Pat McAfee, Steelers. Wow. And then you have those picking the Packers: Bucky Brooks, Pete Prisco, Grant Gordon, Colleen Wolfe, AJ Hawk, Nate Davis, Eric Edelman. 9 broadcasters or podcasts picked the Steelers, 7 picked the Packers. I was getting scared there for a minute. I thought they were all picking the Steelers, because when that happens, when everybody picks one team, you automatically lose. Anytime, this is not a gambling channel or promoting gambling, but anytime that NFL analysts pick one team, no matter who's playing that game, that team loses. If every single analyst picks the same team, that team loses. Like clockwork. It's like clockwork. So I'm glad. I just got scared for a minute there. People are saying there's a noticeable difference with Broderick Jones and not just his play. Maybe it's the Aaron Rodgers effect. Say what you want about Broderick Jones, but he definitely cares. Front and center on the sidelines cheering on his defense. Broderick Jones looks different this season, not just because of his position switch, flipping back to left tackle after spending most of his NFL career on the right side, not just for his physique, losing weight this offseason to build himself back up during the year, not just for his level of play, which has improved, but his confidence and body language are scores better than a year ago. This year, Jones can still be animated, but it's positive energy. Last Thursday's game against the Cincinnati Bengals shows it. As our Ross McCorkle pointed out, Jones was skipping along after his stick by safety Chuck Clark. We all know he tackled Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's always been a positive guy, even when he hasn't playing well. I'm glad Broderick's happy, and I'm glad that he's playing better. He's definitely a likable player, a likable person, and easy to root for. He's a very likable guy, so I wish him the best. I wish him to keep, getting better and evolving as an offensive lineman. He has played better the last couple weeks, so you can't deny that. Pat Fryermuth just joined the quirkiest club. Let's see what's going on. We love a specific and obscure stat around here. I'm late to realizing this one, but in last week's game against the Cincinnati Bengals, Pat Fryermuth joined one of the rarest and quirkiest clubs, a breakout performance after weeks of invisibility. Fryermuth finished with 5 catches, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. When and how Fryermuth scored twice is notable. They came against long odds. His first score on 3rd and 18, his second on 2nd and 20. Back-breaking scores for the Bengals defense. Huge moments for the Steelers offense. A reminder of those plays. It came on 2nd and long and 3rd and long. It finally got me thinking, how rare is that for one player to score twice in the same on extremely long down? It turns out very rare. During digging through StatHead's play-by-play data, which took a minute to do, it only happened one other time since 1978. It wasn't Jerry Rice, Antonio Brown, nor some other stud receiver, nor a tight end like Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, or Travis Kelce. The only other occurrence before Fryermuth was Chicago Bears running back Matt Forte in a 2010 game against the Detroit Lions. That day, Forte scored on a 1st and 20 screen pass for an 89-yard touchdown. He followed that up with a 2nd and 18 touchdown in the game's final minutes. A shorter score, but similar circumstances as Fryermuth's a go-ahead touchdown. Take a look. I remember when Matt Forte did that. I thought he was an outstanding back. He wasn't as good as Marshall Faulk, but he had some similar qualities, catching the ball out of the backfield and running. He was a complete back. He was a good back. It's good for Fryermuth to break out of his slump. Pat Fryermuth has been on the back of a milk carton for the last couple weeks. Steelers, the rumor is the Steelers are still searching for another receiver. Who knows at this point if it's going to happen? It's whatever. I don't really care. I'm ready to just rock what we have right now at wide receiver and just hopefully our guys continue to develop. I'm going to end it with this. Teryl Austin admits he changed his mind mid-game against Bengals. Oh, no, I don't want to read that one. There was another one on here. Hold on, let's check it out. This is the one I wanted to read. Steelers defensive coordinator Teryl Austin defends his failed philosophy on Bengals game-winning drive. Well, your philosophy has been horrible for a very long time, Coach Austin. Let's jump into this article. Steelers defensive coordinator Teryl Austin defends his failed philosophy on Bengals game-winning drive. I'm not sure it was a pass-forward thing, Austin said of the scenario the defense inherited with over 2 minutes to play with the Bengals possessing one timeout via the Steelers media relations department. He was asked about why Herbig didn't play on that drive despite it seemingly being an obvious passing situation. That's an excellent point. I mean, Nick Herbig has been your best pass rusher. There's only 2 minutes left in the football game. It's obvious passing downs. And where's Nick Herbig? He's on the sideline drinking a Gatorade. Yeah, that makes sense. With the kicker, they really only had to go about 25 or 30 yards to get to field goal range. So you just give up? Okay, well, they only got to go 25, 30 yards. You know what? Don't worry about it, Nick. Take a trip to Hawaii. Come back next week. My thoughts were, hey, let's play this thing stout. The Steelers defensive coordinator said on the approach he opted for on defense. Let's get up on them and don't allow them to run and bleed the clock down. Then we just didn't hold up. With 2 minutes and 21 seconds to play, the Bengals ran 2 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock on an 8-play, 52-yard drive. They did run the ball once, but only after a first down following a 2-minute warning. The Steelers instead had to starting using their timeouts on defense. The article goes on to say, Austin clearly misjudged what the Bengals would do. They opened the drive with a 15-yard completion to Jamar Chase, followed by 18 yards on 2nd and 8 after a 2-yard run. The Steelers defense essentially lost the game. T. Higgins burned Jalen Ramsey one-on-one with a clear path to the end zone. He slid down at the 7-yard line to set up the game. This brings up an excellent point. This is an excellent article. I'm glad that I read this. So The Cincinnati Bengals were throwing the ball all over the field on the Steelers leading up to this. And then Teryl Austin thinks for some reason, oh, we're not gonna put Nick Herbig in because they're gonna run the ball. Let's be more stout. And then they get 2 big pass plays and a small run and basically kick the winning field goal. So Teryl Austin's whole philosophy, they were chucking the ball all over the place on you, and you thought they were going to get away. I mean, I know they had runs, but they only ran the ball 15, 14 times. So what, you just thought they were going to stop throwing the ball? It was like pitch and catch. It was like a father and son playing pitch and catch against like a little 3-year-old outside on the yard. Like, wow, well, you're talking about a philosophy fail. I mean, Jamar Chase, the entire game, he's on the field laughing at the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's how bad it was. I mean, it's just, some philosophy. Wow, this article's really it's not that I didn't watch the game, but oh no, I didn't see the dime package the whole. They said that yesterday. They're not running the dime package anymore. They're not running the dime package because they said that Peyton Wilson can cover the slot receivers. That's why they're not running the dime package. And Peyton Wilson hasn't been great in coverage either. So what's going on? Like, Austin's philosophy. Wow. It's just like, I watched the game, but reading this just reminds me, I'm like, the Bengals throw the ball twice after the long Pat Freiermuth score. They throw it twice and they're basically in field goal range. Exactly. They're basically in field goal range and the game is over. It's just like, wow. It's just hard. It's time. I'm telling you, if the Steelers, again, we have the Packers, we have the Colts, we have the Chargers, Bengals, Bears, which I think is like the only game that you could say it's a definite win. And then the Bills. That's 7 games. Where 6 of those games you could literally flip a coin. You're like, okay, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Like, usually you look at the schedule like, we got this one. I thought they would beat the Jets. I thought they would beat the Browns. I thought for sure we'd beat the Bengals. Now the Bengals go. How can you say the Steelers definitely beat the Bengals when we lost to them? So you can't say that. Now, I expect to win these games with Aaron Rodgers. Of course I expect to win the games. But let's be serious. Do you feel super confident like, oh, we're definitely beating the Packers? We're definitely beating the Colts. We're definitely beating the Chargers. We're definitely beating the Bengals. Now, when I think about the Bears, I feel that. Okay, that's a lock. Then we play the Bills. So these next 7 games for the Pittsburgh Steelers, not only are they huge for the Pittsburgh Steelers, it's huge for Mike Tomlin's career. Let's just say hypothetically the Steelers go 1-6 in the next 7 games. Do you think Coach Tomlin should be fired? Do you think he should be fired on the spot? I mean, we know it's not going to happen. We know Art Rooney's never going to fire Coach Tomlin during the middle of the season. But let's just say, hypothetically, they went 1-6, which is definitely a possibility. Definitely a possibility. Do you fire Coach Tomlin? Do you fire him in season? If Coach Tomlin goes 1-6, do you fire him? And if the season, let's say the Steelers don't make the playoffs. I know Coach Tomlin has another year on his contract. Do you fire him at the end of the year? If it goes bad after a 4-2 start, I agree with you. I agree. I agree with you. I mean, it's hard to watch. Those Rams uniforms back in the day where they were beautiful before they got all metrosexual, like the new uniforms the Rams have, but that helmet with the Ram on it and those uniforms, I love all the traditional uniforms from back in the day. That's the one thing I love about the Steelers. They don't change their traditional uniform. If they did that, I don't think I could watch anymore. Like, if they did what all these other teams did, like what the Chargers did to their uniform, if the Steelers did that to their home uniform, I couldn't oh my God. I think I would literally be in therapy. Like, I would be so I would wake up angry and go to sleep angry. It would just be I don't know. I couldn't take it, but it's getting bad. It's really getting bad. Like, for Coach Austin to come out and say his philosophy failed. So let's just recap this before I get off here. Coach Austin admits that the reason why the Bengals won the game is because his philosophy failed. Jamar Chase had like 20 targets, 16 catches for 200 yards. And Teryl Austin thought on the final drive that the Cincinnati Bengals were not going to throw the football. So he leaves Nick Herbig on the bench. We want to be stout against the run. They complete 2 big passes, 1 for 20, 1 for 18, run the ball for 2 yards and have enough for a field goal and lose the game. Oh, don't worry, Nick. Sit on the bench. You're our best pass rusher, but hey, sit on the bench and drink some Gatorade. Make a trip to Hawaii. Now, I do see Nick Herbig, though, on some runs get kicked out. I know he's lighter than TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith, and sometimes I question his ability versus the run to be stout. So I'll give Austin that. I'll give him a little bit there where I see your point a little bit. But let's be, you really thought the Bengals weren't going to throw the ball? They chucked it all over the yard. It looked like Jerry Rice playing a high school receiver, what Jamar Chase did to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, it was horrible. Horrible. All right, for now on, Monday through Friday, I'm just letting everybody know I'm going to go live. Monday through Friday, I'm going to go live for now on at 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 5 p.m., I'm going live. So I'm going to try, I have to get my viewership up. I have to get subscribers, views. I have to change things up a little bit. The name of the YouTube game, and that's the name of the YouTube game. But remember, Jeff and anybody else that's listening right now, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m., and I'll be going live Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. like clockwork from this point on, and maybe any additional videos during the day. But no matter what, like clockwork, I'll say it one more time. I don't mean to bore you to death. 5 p.m., I'm going live Monday through Friday. All seeing Goy. How are you, All Seeing Goy? What's going on? Jeff Hewitt, how are you? But I'm signing off for now. Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2.